Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Let that settle deep into your soul. So many people walk away from what they prayed for just because it didn't come when they expected it. They misread the pause. They misunderstand the delay. They confuse silence with abandonment. But the truth is, delay is not denial. Delay is a divine strategy. It's God's way of saying, I'm still working, I'm not finished yet. Sometimes God will hold back what's already yours until you're ready to hold it. Because what you're asking for carries weight. It carries responsibility. It carries purpose. And if God gave it to you too soon, it would crush you. So the delay is actually grace. It's protection in disguise. It's heaven saying, I heard you, I see you, but I love you too much to give it to you prematurely. You don't plant a seed and expect fruit the next day. You water it. You wait. You let the sun and the soil do their invisible work. And just because you don't see growth above the surface doesn't mean nothing is happening underneath. That delay in the dirt is where the root gets strong. And God, He's growing your roots right now, quietly, patiently, faithfully, so that when your moment comes, you don't just rise, you remain. See, we get caught up in dates and deadlines. We get anxious over the calendar. Lord, why not now? Lord, how much longer? Lord, have you forgotten me? But God doesn't live in time. He created it. And while you're counting days, He's counting purpose. He's orchestrating something far greater than a quick blessing. He's lining up people you haven't met, opening doors you can't see, removing obstacles you didn't know were blocking you. And that takes time. Think about it. If He would have let you have that job you begged for, you wouldn't be free for the opportunity He's preparing now. If He had let that relationship work out, your heart would have been too full of pain to recognize the love He's getting ready to send. If He had answered your prayer the way you wanted, you would have missed what He actually had in mind. Something better, something greater, something tailor-made for your purpose. So don't despise the delay. Don't let the wait make you weary. Delay is not rejection. It's redirection. It's preparation. It's the wrapping paper on your destiny. God is not ignoring you. He's investing in you. And every moment He holds it back, He's adding value to what He's about to release. And let me tell you this, when it comes, it will be worth the wait. It'll come with peace. It'll come without struggle, without manipulation, without compromise. Because when God opens a door, you don't have to push. You don't have to force. You just walk through it. Sometimes God delays what you want to give you what you need. You wanted quick success, but He gave you wisdom. You wanted a platform, but He gave you patience. You wanted recognition, but He gave you resilience. And now, you're not just ready for your destiny, you're qualified for it. So hold on. Keep praying, keep believing, keep showing up like it's already done. Because faith isn't just trusting God when you see the answer, it's trusting Him while you wait for it. Faith stands in the hallway and praises God before the door ever opens. You may feel forgotten, but you are not forsaken. You may feel behind, but God is still ahead. And when He moves, when He finally says now, what took years will happen in minutes. What you thought was lost will be restored. What seemed delayed was actually being preserved. Delay is not denial, it's divine design. And when you finally step into what God has been preparing for you, you'll realize the wait wasn't a waste. It was the making of your destiny. While you're waiting, God is working. That's not just a comforting phrase. That's a truth that will carry you through your darkest, quietest, most uncertain seasons. You may not see it. You may not feel it. But God is never still when it comes to your purpose. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. And the waiting room is not a place of abandonment, it's a place of transformation. See, we live in a generation that craves speed, fast answers, fast results, fast relief. But the kingdom of God doesn't operate on your clock. It operates on your character. And character takes time to build. Faith takes time to root. Endurance takes time to grow. So when you find yourself in a season of waiting, understand that it's not just a delay, it's a design. God is building something in you that can't be rushed. Waiting is not passive. No, it's powerful. It's the gym for your soul. You don't wait by sitting still. You wait by standing strong. You wait by worshiping in the wilderness. You wait by trusting when nothing makes sense. You wait by staying faithful when no one is clapping. You wait by learning, by growing, by stretching. Because every minute of waiting is a minute of preparation. God could have taken Joseph from the pit to the palace in a day, but he didn't. Why? Because the palace doesn't change your heart. The prison does. The promotion doesn't make you ready. The process does. The pain doesn't disqualify you. It develops you. And so Joseph had to wait. And not just for days or months, but for years. Years of being forgotten, years of being overlooked. But in that time, God was sharpening his discernment, strengthening his integrity, humbling his spirit, because when destiny calls, it demands more than talent. It requires depth. The same is true for you. You're praying for something big. You're believing for something bold. But if your soul isn't ready to handle it, the blessing will feel like a burden. So God steps in, not to withhold it, but to grow you. He slows you down so he can fill you up. He places you in a quiet space so he can speak to your heart. He cuts off the distractions, the noise, the crutches, so that when he finally releases what you asked for, you have the strength to hold it. You're not being stalled. You're being shaped. Every no that hurt you was teaching you discernment. Every door that closed in your face was guiding you toward the right one. Every friend that left was pruning your circle for where you're going. The job you didn't get, the relationship that didn't last, the opportunity that didn't work out, it all happened in the waiting room. And the waiting room was never meant to break you, it was meant to build you. God doesn't waste seasons. He doesn't waste silence. And he certainly doesn't waste a surrendered heart. If he's got you waiting, he's doing something behind the scenes. He's preparing people to receive you. He's arranging situations to align with your purpose. He's protecting you from stepping into something too soon, because premature blessings can become permanent problems. And God loves you too much to let you walk into something that isn't fully prepared, or that you aren't fully prepared for. So you've got to change how you see the wait. Stop seeing it as punishment and start seeing it as training. Stop complaining and start cooperating. Ask God, what are you teaching me here, instead of when will this end? Ask him, what are you doing in me, instead of why aren't you doing this for me? Because when your posture shifts, your perspective shifts. And when your perspective shifts, the pressure of the weight turns into power. The waiting room is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your preparation. God is not slow, He is strategic. And when He finally says go, you won't just be ready, you'll be unstoppable. You'll look back and thank Him for every tear, every delay, every detour, because now you know the wait didn't waste your time, it made you ready for your destiny. Your calling is heavy, your purpose carries weight, and that weight can't be carried by who you are right now. It's going to require a stronger, deeper, more refined version of you. That's why the delay exists. That's why things haven't moved at the pace you hoped. Because God isn't just planning a moment for you, He's preparing you for the magnitude of that moment. And the truth is, the weight of destiny requires strength you don't have yet. You see, we often pray for the blessing, but we don't always understand the burden that comes with it. We want the platform, but we don't want the pressure. We want the influence, but we don't want the isolation. We want the position, but we don't want the process. But God knows what it costs to carry purpose, and He's not going to let you step into something that will collapse you. So He slows it down. He stretches the process. He makes you wait, because the version of you right now isn't built for the weight of what's coming. It's like a builder working on a foundation. Before anything rises, the digging has to happen. Before the structure goes up, the ground has to go down. That delay is not wasted time. It's necessary time. Because if you build too fast on a weak foundation, the moment the wind blows, it falls. And destiny always attracts storms. Your future will face resistance. Your purpose will be tested. And if you're not built to last, you won't survive it. So God starts the strengthening process. He builds your faith in the dark. He tests your endurance when no one's watching. He puts pressure on your patience. He stretches your obedience. You cry out, "Why is it so hard?" And God says, "Because what I'm building in you is going to carry others. I'm not just blessing you for you, I'm blessing you so others can stand on what I've done in you." You're being prepared to carry legacy, to carry responsibility, to carry influence with integrity. That kind of calling demands a certain kind of strength, not outer strength, but inner fortitude, emotional maturity, spiritual wisdom, discernment, humility. The kind of strength that doesn't shout, but stands. The kind of strength that doesn't flex, but power. The kind of strength that but endures. And you can't buy that strength. You can't fake it. You can only earn it in the fire. So while you're asking God to move faster, He's asking you to grow deeper. While you're begging for the next level, He's building a root system under you. While you're focused on elevation, He's focused on pulling out what doesn't belong so you can carry what does. He's removing the pride. He's exposing the insecurities. He's pruning the distractions. He's molding your character so that when the moment arrives, you don't just show up, you stand up. This isn't punishment. It's preparation. And preparation always comes before promotion. God doesn't want you to just enter your destiny. He wants you to last in it. He wants you to survive the success, to manage the favor, to steward the influence. Because what's worse than waiting for your destiny is getting it too soon and losing it all. So he strengthens you before he sends you. He prepares you before he places you. And here's the beautiful part. The pain you're feeling now, the waiting, the resistance, the lonely nights, the closed doors, the unanswered prayer, all of it is part of the training. Nothing is wasted. Every tear is watering the strength you'll need. Every setback is sharpening your spirit. Every not yet is God's way of saying, I'm still building you for it. When the time comes, you'll be ready. You won't break under the pressure. You won't fold in the fire. You won't crumble under criticism because you didn't skip the gym of God's process. You didn't avoid the weight room of waiting. You lifted what felt heavy so you could carry what's holy. The strength you're building now is not for the now, it's for the next. So don't despise the weight. Don't resent the pressure. God sees what you can't. He knows what's ahead, and he's saying, I'm building you up so you can carry what I'm about to place on you. The weight of destiny requires strength you don't have yet, but you're getting stronger every single day. The longer it takes, the greater the glory. That's what you have to hold on to when it feels like nothing is moving. When the doors stay shut. When the breakthrough doesn't come. When the promise still feels like a dream. You have to remind yourself that God doesn't rush perfection. He's not on your schedule. He's on his own, and his timing is always tied to his purpose. What looks like a delay to you is actually a divine detail. Because what God is preparing for you is not just a blessing, it's a masterpiece. And masterpieces take time. You don't rush a diamond. You don't force an oak tree to grow in a week. You don't demand a masterpiece be painted in minutes. Why? Because the quality of the outcome depends on the process. And God is a God of excellence. He moves with precision. He moves with power. He moves with purpose. And what he's preparing for you is being perfected behind the scenes, piece by piece, layer by layer. While you're wondering where it is, God is making sure that when it comes, it fits. You're asking why it hasn't happened yet, but God is aligning the right people, the right timing, the right opportunity, the right environment. You think it's being delayed, but it's being designed, and the delay is the mercy of God. Because if he released it before it was ready, or before you were ready, it would fall apart. But what God does, he does completely. He doesn't bless halfway. He doesn't promote half prepared. He doesn't send unfinished gifts. When he delivers, it's complete, it's whole, it's lasting. Sometimes you don't see what's happening because you're focused on what hasn't happened. But just because it hasn't shown up in your hands doesn't mean it's not being built in his. God's silence is not his absence. His delay is not his denial. It's his dedication to getting it right. He's not just answering your prayer, he's perfecting the outcome. Think about this. What if the person he's preparing to bless you with is still healing? What if the job he's preparing for you still needs to release someone else first? What if the business you're dreaming about still needs one more connection, one more investment, one more open door? And what if that delay isn't about what you lack, but about what he's still putting in place? You're frustrated by what's not here, but God is fine-tuning everything for when it is. He's not scrambling. He's not making last-minute plans. He's orchestrating. He's writing a story that will make sense later. And every day you wait, He's adding glory to it. Every day He holds it back, He's increasing the impact. Because when it finally arrives, it won't just meet your need to exceed your expectation. God doesn't just want to bless you. He wants to bless you in a way that brings Him glory, in a way that people around you will know only God could have done this, in a way that shakes the room and silences the doubt, in a way that shuts the mouth of every hater and lifts your head with holy confidence. That kind of glory takes time. So you've got to trust the process. Trust that the wait is working for you. Trust that the timing is intentional. Trust that God knows what He's doing even when you don't understand it. It's not about how fast it comes, it's about how strong it stands when it does. You don't want quick, you want quality. You don't want temporary, you want timeless. You don't want a door you pushed open. You want a door God flung wide at the exact right moment. Because when God opens it, no one can close it. And when He gives it, no one can steal it. And when it's time, no one can stop it. So be still, stay faithful, keep preparing like it's coming, because it is. Keep praying like God is listening, because He is. Keep praising like it's already done. Because in heaven, it is. God is perfecting what concerns you. Destiny doesn't rush, it rises. It doesn't come running at your demand, it unfolds at God's command. You can't force it, you can't chase it, you can't manipulate your way into it. Because real destiny isn't something you build with your hands, it's something God breathes on in His time. It rises when everything aligns, when your heart is right, when your strength is ready, when your season has shifted and not a moment before. We live in a culture of instant results. Everybody wants it now. Quick success, quick answers, quick elevation. But destiny doesn't work like that. You can't microwave what heaven is slow cooking. You can't rush what God is refining. God is not interested in speed, He's interested in depth. He's not trying to impress you with how fast He can move. He's trying to shape you with what He's doing while He waits. You might be looking around and thinking, everyone else is moving. Everyone else is getting ahead. What about me? But comparison is a trap, and timing is personal. What God is doing in you is not the same as what He's doing in them. Their journey is not your journey. Their blessing is not your blueprint. And their timing has nothing to do with your timeline. Destiny is not a race. It's a revelation. It's a divine unveiling. And it rises, not when you want it to, but when God says now. You've got to learn how to stay still while it rises. How to be faithful while nothing is moving. How to worship while nothing looks like it's working. How to walk by faith when your eyes see no sign of progress. That's what separates those who survive the wait from those who break under it. Because the wait can feel cruel if you don't understand the purpose behind it. But when you realize that the delay is tied to design, you stop rushing and start trusting. Destiny takes time because it's not just about arrival, it's about alignment. God is aligning your heart with His will. He's aligning your vision with His plan. He's aligning people, places, opportunities, and timing. And you can't see all that from where you're standing. But just because you can't see the rise doesn't mean it isn't happening. It's like the sun before dawn. You can't see it on the horizon yet, but it's moving, it's rising. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. When it finally shows up, it'll feel like it happened suddenly. That's how God moves. It feels slow for years, and then one day, everything shifts in a moment. You'll be in the same place, doing the same thing, and suddenly the door opens. Suddenly the opportunity appears. But what looked sudden to everyone else was actually years in the making. God was setting the stage behind the curtain, and when the curtain lifts, what's revealed will make sense of every moment you spent in the shadows. So don't push, don't force, don't chase people, don't beg for recognition, don't compromise your values just to feel relevant. Destiny won't be found where you're striving. It'll rise right where you stood still in faith, right where you kept showing up when it didn't feel worth it, right where you chose obedience over applause, right where you trusted God when you had no reason to but faith. You're not behind, you're not late, you're not forgotten, you're just being prepared for what's about to rise. And when it rises, it'll be too big for you to take credit for. That's how you'll know it's destiny and not your doing. It'll be too beautiful to have come from your own strength, too perfect to have been orchestrated by your plans, too aligned to have happened without God's hand all over it. Destiny doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to discipline. It doesn't bend to your pressure, it bows to God's process. And when the time is right, you won't have to knock doors down. You won't have to chase anything. You'll just walk into it. It'll rise to meet you. So wait well. Keep your posture right. Keep your spirit steady. Don't panic. Don't get bitter. Don't quit 5 minutes before it happens. Because what's coming is rising. And when it does, nothing will stop it. And everything you went through will make perfect sense. So now you see it. What you thought was God ignoring you was really God preparing you. When you walk into it, don't dance with it. So now you see it. What you thought was God ignoring you was really God preparing you. When you walk into it, don't dance with it. What you thought was God ignoring you, what felt like delay was divine development. What looked like silence was sacred strategy. And every moment you thought was wasted was actually woven into the masterpiece of your destiny. The waiting didn't weaken you, it strengthened you. The pressure didn't break you, it built you. The silence wasn't empty, it was full of the whispers of heaven shaping your future. Because when God delays, it's not denial, it's detail. He's not holding it back to hurt you, He's holding it back to help you carry it when it comes. You're not missing it, you're being made ready for it. He's strengthening your roots so your rise doesn't crush you. He's developing your character so the crown doesn't destroy you. He's molding your heart so the throne doesn't change you. You may have cried in the process, but you'll rejoice in the promise. You may have felt forgotten, but you were always favored. And when it finally comes, and it will come, you'll walk into it with a kind of grace that only grows in the dark. A kind of strength that only pressure can build. A kind of peace that only trust can produce. So don't rush the process. Don't curse the delay. God's not finished yet. And when it's ready, when you're ready, what he has for you will rise, and no one will be able to stop it. Your destiny is not delayed, it's